Remember last year's restart here, how exciting it got in the final laps? Here was the restart. There is Montoya in front of Truex. Tap got there. They get into Harvick entering turn 1. And then it was all about mano-mano, getting out and getting face-to-face or helmet-to-helmet with Harvick and Juan Pablo. And guess who's right behind Juan Pablo again today? How does this thing always work out in history? You know, you look in the mirror, and there's the one car, I should say, Martin Truex Jr. right behind Juan Pablo Montoya. You know, he's going to be aggressive.
And Kevin Harvick right behind him. So we have the three guys that really triggered that whole incident down in turn 1.
Remember, Truex
still has 6 more laps.
Yeah, Truex re-signed his contract, so he knows where he's going next year, so he's okay with DEI, so he can get aggressive.
I think we're going to see all of them get pretty aggressive right here. Kyle Busch has been really good on these restarts, making sure that he got his tires clean, got up through the gears, and didn't let anybody make a move on him down into turn 1. We'll see if that can happen again here with 5 laps to go if they get to the line.
Watch it, 21 and the 42. Will they lag back and try to get a run on Stewart in turn 1? They come down. It'll be 5 to go. Green flag for Kyle Busch, who takes off and pulls Tony Stewart by 8 car lengths. Here comes Marcus Ambrose to the inside and Truex. No contact in 1. Truex to the inside of Montoya, trying to take the spot away, and he will have it exiting turn 1.
It's like Montoya was trying to make a move on Marcus Ambrose on the outside, and that just opened the door for Truex.
Yeah, Ambrose didn't get started off really good. He seems to have a hard time right there getting started initially, and that's opened up the outside for those guys, but that cost Juan Pablo right there. Kyle Busch got a great restart, got a couple of car lengths on Tony, and that really helped him. That's really nice when you can get up there and get through the inner loop on this first turn.
A.J. Allmendinger picked up a couple of spots on that restart, able to make a pass.
It's like Montoya's already back by Truex.
4th position. We'll see if Truex can get after him again here. There's Harvick looking back at Truex, and right behind him is Kevin Harvick sneaking. They'll make the hard right-hander turn 11.
Truex done a really good job today. We haven't talked a lot about him. We have mentioned him being up there, but he's done just a terrific job. And looks like he's got a really fast car, trying to get a run back on Juan Pablo down into turn 1.
Harvick now looking to the inside. Truex covers a spot. Harvick can't afford to make a mistake either, because Denny Hamlin and A.J. Allmendinger are right behind him.
There's a fine line getting into 1 of whether you can arc the car in to make a fast lap, or you pull over to the right-hand side of the road just to protect so nobody gets underneath you.
Yeah, I think it's more about protecting right at this moment. You know, if you can keep that guy back there, then you knocked his momentum down. We see Kyle Busch going through here, going through the inner loop. The rest of the guys coming through. Everybody's pretty much single file at this point in time. Is not really one of the passing spots right there as they come out of the inner loop and around that turn. But as they get here to this left-hander, important to carry a lot of momentum as you get to the last corner. Again, a lot of guys just single file right here running. Not much passing happening at this point in time. Just shows how equal a lot of these cars are. See Matt Kenseth get a little bit sideways there, but corrects that.
Jimmy Johnson trying to get back past Allmendinger, the car that Allmendinger passed him, entering 1 on the restart to take the spot away. There goes Johnson. See if he can get by Allmendinger. That's for 8th position. And
Allmendinger shuts the door. I think Jimmy saw that coming.
Yeah, he didn't force it. He could have forced it a little bit there, but there wasn't really any reason for him to do that as they come up through the S's here.
AJ says, I'm driving for my best career finish and maybe for my job. I need to hang on to this spot. He's doing a heck of a job.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Yeah, since Jimmy Elledge came over there, they've just really seemed to perform really well. And, you know, we've talked about Kyle Busch leading this race today as we see what's happened with AJ as he's progressed up through the field. just a really solid job. You know, they had good pit work. And we see Kyle Busch. I was going to mention, you know, we've kind of taken it for granted just how good he is, but his road course performance this year has just been phenomenal at both of these tracks. He's led a lot of laps and been out front, and it's just been incredible what he's been able to do.
He led 78 of 112 laps at Infineon, and folks, Kyle Busch started 30th at Infineon. He also won the 4th and now final NASCAR Nationwide Series race at Mexico City.
He finished second yesterday here. I mean, he came with just a little bit of win in that race.
In a car he had never driven before, by the way.
Incredible what he's done.
He's stretched out to almost a 1.5 second lead over Tony Stewart here right now. So we see Jimmy Johnson make the pass this time down into turn 1. Carl Edwards trying to follow him through there. He will have the position, but AJ's going to be able to hold him off.
Juan Pablo Montoya, last lap by, turned the best lap among the leaders, a 73.3, a 10th quicker than Kyle Busch or Stewart, but can he get there?
Yeah, but the top 6 are all in the 73-second bracket. And
Tony Stewart's under attack right here.
Yeah.
Marcus Ambrose knows he's got 2 laps to get a shot. Tony Stewart, remember Marcus said, I don't want to impact the drivers in the chase, but boy, would he love to be able to get one shot at the 18 car.
And those top 6 were all in the 73-second bracket, but Tony was about the slowest of those, so he's struggling a little bit as they go back. You can see him right here.
Getting in the corner. Looks like his car's really loose getting in the corner.
It'll be
really
white flag for Kyle Busch this time by.
Now will Ambrose make a move on Tony going into 1?
Man, here it is. White flag.
I don't think he's close enough to make the move this time, but the thing that Marcus doesn't want to happen is for Tony to slow him down enough that Juan Pablo can get to his back bumper.
Looking on the inside. Now, Ambrose is really good in the S's, and coming out of the S's is where Tony Stewart in the 20 car struggled a moment ago. Although Tony now pulls him a little bit this time by. Trouble, Jeff Gordon involved. There's Sam Hornish.
Looks like Gordon's been around backwards. That's why that roof flap is up.
Just drove it in there a little too hard. He couldn't hold it there.
Gordon back in 25th position. Rudeman trying to get by him. Here is the final lap for Kyle Busch, trying to come down to get his 8th win in 2008. Ambrose now has Montoya right on his rear bumper for 3rd spot. Will Montoya make a move in 10? Ambrose covers a spot. One more turn for the battle for 3rd. Kyle Busch will come down out of turn 11 and take the checkered flag. Tony Stewart is 2nd. And 3rd spot, what a performance by Marcus Ambrose from 43rd spot. Juan Pablo Montoya will finish 4th, Truex 5th, and Kevin Harvick will come home in 6th position. Jimmy Johnson back up to 7th spot.
Winning. Think about this for a week, boys.
That's a road racer right there, boys.
Kyle Busch sweeps both NASCAR Sprint Cup events on road courses in 2008 in dominant fashion. He led 4 times for 52 laps today.
Yeah, road racer, short track racer, restrictor plate racer. He's just the man.
What a talent.
Adds 10 more points to his lead that he's obviously going to have probably as we get to the chase point. Very, very impressive by this race team and that young man.
Let's go down and visit with the crew chief for Kyle Busch, Steve Addington. Hey.
Yeah, Steve, and restarts taught him everything he knows. That seemed to be the key right there.
Oh, man. That kid's awesome. Thank you, Zippy. Thank you. This is big for JGR, all these cars running up front like this to bounce back. I can't believe we don't win a race in 3 or 4 weeks and we're in a bad slump, you know. I mean, it's just... I mean, all 3 of these teams working great together now. It's unbelievable. It's awesome, man. This is awesome. This is great for M&M's, Toyota. Great for this race team right here. I mean, they stick together through thick and thin. Anything I ask of them, they do it. They changed a bunch of stuff on this thing this morning and didn't gripe a bit. So yeah, it's all these guys right here.
And what about how he pulled out on that restart, Steve? Just lengthened him right there.
You never know. You know, we sat over there on 26-lap tires, and it cooled down like that. You never know what's going to happen. And just told him to leave his brake fans off, get some heat in his brakes, and let him do it. That kid right there is awesome, man. He's the best out there.
He did it. Congratulations to Steve for directing this thing, Doc. They did a good job on strategy, and they did a great job on speed.
Did an awesome job all the way around. Kyle Busch, his 16th win of the year, 8th in Cup, 6 wins in NASCAR Nationwide Series, a couple in the trucks, but his first ever win at Watkins Glen. And guys, 8 wins on the season in this series, as competitive as the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series is.
Just no telling what he's going to be able to accomplish by the end of the season. He's just an incredible talent.
It's going to be hard to imagine they could do any better, but you know, every time we say that, they bring out something else. We see celebrating on the front stretch here. You know, they've won 8 times. He's come over to a race team that he wasn't familiar with.
Watch this bow. There's the bow.
He had to use both hands to count up all the wins. He was showing the fans.
Got to get that checkered flag. Well, the fans, do they appreciate this young man's talent or what?
I think, yeah, they're warming up to this guy, you know. I think that he kind of ruffled their feathers at the first, but they now appreciate the talent that they're seeing here. Jamie, you're with our second place finisher.
He just crawled